Wreckless is a Japanese-developed game that Activision has brought over and published on the Xbox. In a lot of ways, it's nearly identical to the Runabout series, which started as Felony 1179 here in the US and then became Runabout 2 and Super Runabout for the Dreamcast. Basically, it's a mission-based driving game, real kind of action-packed sort of stuff, where you have an objective to complete, you have a certain time limit, and basically you just get there any which way you can. You wreck into as many cars as you want, cause all kinds of trouble, just so long as the mission gets completed. The missions range from things like having to wreck into a collection of dim sum stands before your opponent does. In one level, Yakuza cars will be chasing after an armored car. You have to stop them from breaking the armored car and destroy all the Yakuza vehicles to proceed. And then there's also an alternate scenario. You can start out, you can play as two ditzy female cops or two ditzy male spies. In the spy version of that level, you actually have to take out the armored car and kind of swipe the money from the Yakuza before they can swoop in and get it. The mission design is varied, and as such, the quality of the missions is actually just as varied. Some of them are pretty good, some of them are just downright awful, some of them are really easy, and some of them are so frustrating that you'll want to actually just snap your controller in half. The control in Wreckless isn't quite as loose as you would expect an action driving game to be. You would kind of expect you to be able to whip around corners really quickly and do lots of cool spin outs and tricks like that. But your turning radius isn't quite as sharp as it probably should be, and you know, you spin out at just like the lightest collision. You graze a wall, you spin around and roll the car. That's kind of annoying, but that's something that you get used to over time. What you don't really get used to over time is that some of these levels just have spots where you get stuck. You get high-centered and you can't get any traction, it doesn't reset your vehicle, and you're basically sitting there watching time run out. Got it. The only part of Wreckless that really sticks out and is worthy of high praise is the graphics. The game really looks fantastic. The cars all look sharp. You can see the people in them. You see one of the spies kind of with his arm up on the side of the dune buggy. The other guy's steering, and all the cars look really good. They deform really well. So as you crash them, they get all banged up. Stuff flies off as you're driving up on sidewalks. You're knocking over dim sum stands, there's sparks flying everywhere, sparks on collisions. On the nighttime levels, there's a lot of neon signs throughout the city, and those all look really fantastic. And overall, the game just looks really great. It uses kind of this weird blur effect whenever there's a crash or something. They almost work like heat waves. When you wreck, everything kind of gets this soft blur effect. It's neat for a while, but they use it so much, and you actually see it kind of pop on and pop off, that it gets really annoying really quickly, and that's the only thing that's really overused and overstated about the graphics. Another key feature that it has is replays, which not normally a key feature in a game, but a game as basic as Wreckless, the replays really do stand out. They're really kind of Gran Turismo 3 style. They have that whole music video look and feel, where there's a lot of different graphical effects. It'll cut to black and white, it'll cut to oversaturated color. Lots of different angles, the kind of shaky helicopter shot that has been all the rage in games over the last year or so. And that looks really awesome. You can save the replays to the disc and watch them over and over again, and with all the cool looking car wrecks, it's actually kind of cool to do so.
One more to go.
In the end, Wreckless is really a game you would want to rent. It's kind of cool, it gets old really quickly, the mission design is really unfortunate, and the bug of getting high standard is also really, really unfortunate. It makes a good graphical showpiece for the Xbox, but beyond that, you're not going to really want to play it for any serious length of time.